Hello. I am coming to you today with a different set of thoughts. It's basically on Israel and Hamas and the Palestinian situation, the origins, historical origins of the Palestinian argument. And I hope to finally disprove the argument that Palestine and the Palestinians have greater legitimacy than Israel. In fact, they do not. I'm going to take three arguments to make that. I'm going to look at three arguments that are usually made by pro-Palestinian voices, and I will, I think, disprove them. The first one is that the Quran, it's a religious argument. I'm not very religious myself, but I will take this religious argument and I think I will pull it apart. And that is that the Quran, Allah has given Jerusalem to the Palestinians and to the Arabs, not the Palestinians. Muhammad had no idea of anything called Palestine, but that somehow Jerusalem, because of the night journey, is sacred to Arabs. Well, even the Quran accepts that Jerusalem is the city of David, Daud and Suliman. That is, David and Solomon are recognized in the Quran to be the kings, rightful kings, Islamic kings of Jerusalem, and that is these are Jewish, and recognizes that these were Jewish prophets, and that they were kings of Jerusalem long before the revelation. The Quran was given to Muhammad. So on religious grounds, the argument falls apart. That is, the Quran recognizes that the area called Palestine, and it was only called Palestine after the defeat of Simon Bar Kokhba in the Second Jewish War by the Emperor Hadrian. The Emperor Hadrian gave it that name, Palestine, trying to wipe out its Jewish heritage. But that the Jews basically ruled from Jerusalem, certainly in religious terms, because the archaeology is very uncertain on David and Suliman. But religious arguments or religious scriptures recognize that David and Solomon were kings of Jewish kings of a united monarchy reigning from Jerusalem. So that kind of wipes out the religious argument. The archaeological argument, historical argument is clear. The Jews held Jerusalem. And archaeology proves this from about the 8th and 7th century. There was at least one Jewish kingdom, and were kings, primarily Hezekiah and Josiah, ruling from Jerusalem. That is, the seat of power was Jerusalem. There was also another Jewish state, the Kingdom of Israel, which was wiped out by the Assyrians in about 622 BCE. That is centuries, almost a millennia before the revelations to Muhammad, before the incursions of the Arabs, which were not peaceful. They were military incursions into the area. So that the historical arguments, they are based on archaeology and written sources, is clear. There were Jewish states dating back to the 7th and 8th century in Jerusalem and in the territory which is claimed by the Palestinians. So that there is no historical argument. In fact, Palestine never existed. And therefore, we're going to the more current historical argument or legal argument, that is that somehow Israel was created by a imperialist settlement, And that is true, but so were all the other Arab states. All the other Arab states were created by imperial settlement, the Sykes-Picot Agreement, the Mahon Correspondence, and the Balfour Declaration created every single state in that part of the world. That whole area was controlled by the Ottoman Empire until World War I. The Ottoman Empire was defeated, and the territories were then divided on the basis of those imperial settlements. That is the Sykes-Picot Agreement, the Mahon Accords, and the Balfour Declaration. Palestine was only envisioned as a possible Arab state when the United Nations, with its Palestinian mandate, divided the territory between a Jewish state and an Arab state, but the Jews were able to defeat a coalition of Arab states in 1948, so they won the first war. I might add, they've won 5 wars against superior Arab states, numerically superior. So that in itself gives it real legitimacy. So that the argument that this is an imperialist projection into the Middle East, while it might be true, every single Arab state was created in the same fashion at the same time, so that Israel has as much legitimacy as any other Arab state, barring none. So that the historical or legal argument, modern historical or legal argument, is really on lining up again with the Israelis. There is possibly a demographic argument to argue for a two-state solution, but the Arabs themselves have rejected, the Palestinians have rejected a two-state solution several times, the latest being the agreement between Ehud Barak and Bill Clinton, and which was rejected by Yasser Arafat in the 1990s. This would have given the Palestinians a very large state, comparably, and independence. But Yasser Arafat and the Palestinians rejected it because ultimately they wanted to destroy the Jewish state. The Hamas situation is even clearer. They are not going to stop at destroying the Israeli state. They want to kill Jews. Their barbarity in the October attack is, evidence of their desire not to just create a Palestinian state or even destroy the state of Israel. They want to destroy or kill every Jew they can find. And this will not happen. But I hope that I've shown that every argument that you can marshal on the Palestinian questions lines up very easily with Israel. And then there's the final argument that I would ask the viewers. If you had to move to that part of the world, what is the only state that any sensible, rational human being would live in? And I would suggest that only Israel meets those standards. So that the situation, I think, is clearly on the side of Israel in every respect. Well, that concludes what I wanted to talk about in terms of Israel.